So we're getting word that the Trump regime is now firing most of the leadership in ICE, and they're replacing them with leadership from the Customs and Border Patrol under the leadership of Gregory Bavino. Apparently, the Trump regime feels that Tom Homan and ICE leadership are not acting unlawful enough. They're not acting with enough force. So they're now bringing in Gregory Bavino's people to replace them. There was basically a mass firing that just went down. Let me bring you the news of what took place. The Washington Examiner got the story first. Trump administration quietly, I guess not so quietly anymore, purges ICE leaders in 5 cities, the sources say. Denver, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Phoenix, and San Diego's ICE leadership of those regions were all just basically relieved of their jobs. They were either moved to other posts within the federal agency or they were let go. Aaron Reichlin Melnick, who does a great job covering this stuff, says the first to report on the purge was Anna Giaratelli. ICE's leadership is going to be heavily replaced by the Border Patrol leadership. These are different agencies with different missions and different tactics, with the Customs and Border Patrol engaging in far more. I mean, we know that ICE is horrible as well, but at least ICE, I guess, was pretending to go after the criminals, then going after others. But Gregory Bavino and the Border Patrol agents, they would just roll in and engage in the chemical warfare that we've been seeing. I'm going to talk in a moment because about this. Gregory Bavino will be appearing in federal court today. He's compelled to be there by federal Judge Ellis from Chicago. And the individuals who filed the lawsuit against him are also now asking that federal judge, Judge Ellis, to issue an injunction to just flat out prohibit the use of chemical warfare because Bavino and the Border Patrol agents are not following her prior injunction to stop using excessive force except in the most extreme circumstances. Melnick also talks about how, again, ICE leadership being purged, with the old guard at ICE prioritizing what was referred to as targeted enforcement operations aimed at people with criminal records, but then sweeping up everybody around them. But now you have the Greg Bavino leadership in place. They're doing what's called midway blitz. That's the chemical warfare, more of the public beatings, the throwing people into concentration camps, the excessive force, more of the lying that we saw there. So that's who's rolling into town now. Melnick also reports how NBC News reports that the person making these decisions, the termination of ICE agents, in replacing them with the Border Patrol agents, it's not actually Secretary of Noem. It's not Secretary Noem. People say it's actually Corey Lewandowski. Some suspect that Noem and Lewandowski have a quote unquote special relationship taking place between them, although it's unclear. That's just what some people have suggested. And Gregory Bavino. So Lewandowski's considered a special employee of the White House, which I think has a finite term. I think he's not in that position. I think he's exceeded the duration, and Bavino as well. Let's take a look right here. This is Gregory Bavino. He himself has been someone to throw the gas canisters into the faces of peaceful protesters. This is the type of photos that he takes of himself. A real despicable human being he is right there. A loathsome human being he is. We've got some additional reporting from Bill Mulligan over at Fox. And when Bill Mulligan is kind of calling out what's going on, that tells you a lot of what you need to know here. But there seems to be chaos right now and feuds between ICE and Customs and Border Patrol. Let's explain what's going down as Mulligan reports. Per 4 senior Department of Homeland Security and Trump administration sources, a mass removal of ICE leadership around the country is underway. It's actually 12 field office chiefs being removed and reassigned in an effort now to increase deportation numbers, to increase the excessive force tactics, to increase the secret police attacking American citizens as well. I'm told the move is spearheaded by Corey Lewandowski, and a handful of ICE chiefs will likely be replaced by Border Patrol, CBP officials, some of whom will be handpicked by aggressive and controversial Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino. I'm told some of the ICE leaderships removed from their positions include ICE field officer directors LA, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Denver, El Paso, San Diego, Seattle, and New Orleans. Border Patrol officials taking over ICE leadership positions would be extremely significant, as Border Patrol and ICE do different things. I've done numerous ride-alongs embedded with both, Bill Mulligan says. Generally speaking, ICE typically conducts very targeted operations, largely going after criminal illegal aliens or those with deportation orders, but almost always knowing who they are targeting for arrest, often conducting surveillance to learn their schedules before and waiting hours before arresting them if needed. Border Patrol under Trump 2.0, while sometimes doing their own targeted operations, has been extremely aggressive and has been at the forefront of some of the most controversial immigration enforcement operations we've seen so far, carrying out roving patrols in Los Angeles, Chicago, etc., often at Home Depot, car washes, flea markets, etc., leading to a handful of federal judges around the country issuing injunctions against them. A majority of the viral videos you see online are Border Patrol agents, including the use of Trojan horse-style Penske moving trucks at a Los Angeles Home Depot, an operation organized by Bavino. ICE often gets blamed for what Border Patrol does, as the media and activists often cannot tell the difference between federal agents and everyone is just called ICE. I'm told there are growing concerns about the political and PR fallout associated with some of the roving patrols Border Patrol is conducting as lawsuits continue to stack up and midterms approach next year. I'm told there is significant friction within different wings of Department of Homeland Security and the administration, with border czar Tom Homan and ICE Director Todd Lyons preferring to prioritize targeting criminal aliens and the worst of the worst, or those with deportation orders, while DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, Corey Lewandowski, and BP Commander Bavino prefer to use aggressive tactics to arrest anyone in the U.S. illegally, including but not limited to criminals, to ramp up deportation numbers and achieve Trump's promise of mass deportation. I'm hearing from both sides of this friction. One senior DHS official tells me, I started with the worst of the worst, knowing every target they are hitting, but since Border Patrol started in LA in June, we, DHS, lost our focus, going too hard, too fast, with limited prioritization. It's getting numbers, but at what cost? Border Patrol agents I've talked to defend their tactics, with one telling me, what did everyone think mass deportation meant? Only the worst? Tom Homan has said it himself. Anyone in the U.S. illegally is on the table. It's quite a situation, as both sides of this are on the same team with the same end goals, but different perspectives on how to get there. Another DHS official confirmed the personnel changes to me on deep background, adding that the moves are based on performance and doing what is needed to achieve the best results. That's the official word from Fox right there. Now, on the eve of Greg Bavino's court-ordered appearance before Judge Sarah Ellis, it's taking place today, lawyers in the case are asking her to bar the feds from using tear gas until a preliminary injunction ruling. Quote, something must be done. Defendants are plainly in contempt. Sanctions are warranted. And you see right here it says, plaintiffs, Chicago Headline Club et al., by and through their attorneys, respectfully request this court modify the temporary restraining order to prohibit defendants from using tear gas until the court's ruling on plaintiff's motion for preliminary injunction, stating in support as follows. Almost every day since the court entered its temporary restraining order, October 17, 2025, defendants have violated it by using tear gas against civilians in residential neighborhoods of Chicago without any lawful basis for doing so. Defendants have perpetrated these violations of the TRO personally, as in the case of defendant Bavino's use of tear gas in Little Village and via their agents. Plaintiff's counsel is receiving calls and emails almost constantly about the harmful effects of defendants' use of tear gas. One recent call was from a husband of a pregnant woman whose apartment was filled with gas during a recent incident. The young couple now fear for the safety of the child they are expecting. Plaintiff and other residents of Chicago's area are rightly wondering why defendants insist on turning their city into something like a World War I battlefield. Something must be done. Defendants are plainly in contempt and sanctions are warranted. However, plaintiffs respectfully recommend that the court do something right now to protect the country's largest municipalities. Plaintiffs suspect defendants are inciting violence in peaceful residential neighborhoods to transform Chicago into the very war zone that defendants use to justify the deployment of federal forces. Defendants are engineering their own pretext for their presence and behavior in Chicago. Deploying tear gas at the rate and in the manner that defendants have done is entirely unnecessary. Consider that over a 5-year-plus period between the start of 2020 and today, the Chicago Police Department has responded to 17,200,000 dispatched events. It has made 276,000 arrests, and it has deployed tear gas on civilian populations 0 times. Even in response to very large protests during the summer of 2020, the Chicago Police Department never used CS gas, and nationally, other police departments use CS gas infrequently or not at all. And it also talks about the extreme harm that this is causing. Now, I'll just share this with you as well. From Chicago to Santa Ana and Long Beach and Los Angeles, here's what we're seeing on a daily basis, with these federal agents jumping out of cars while still in motions, pointing guns directly at 2 unarmed women volunteers. Take a look at what happened here. Let's play this clip.
Yes! Is it? Oh my God. Washington? Is it? Go forward. Cover your face. Boy, it's not like you have anything. Yep. Fucking asshole. Lock your doors. Oh, go back. Fucking assholes. Go. Danielle, go. D, go. D. Yo, they're on First and Western.
Now, here's another example of federal agents violently detaining a father and son walking to school. The teenage boy had to be rushed to the hospital. "I was just going to school," the kid cried out. "I'm underage." The 16-year-old star athlete is a U.S. citizen. Agents sent him to the hospital with severe injuries to his back and neck. For all those people saying this does not happen to U.S. citizens, have the courage to tell it to my face. Arnaldo Bazan is a star football and soccer player at Alief Hastings High School in Houston, Texas. And here's the GoFundMe right here for them. You can see it right here as well. Check this out. Here, play this clip.
I was going to school. I'm underage. You're done. I'm underage. We're from the United States, bro. You better break his neck, bro. You can't look.
For all those people that are saying this does not happen to U.S. citizens, have the courage and the guts to tell that to Arnoldo in his face. Because it happened to him. So, para toda esa gente que diga que esto no les sucede a ciudadanos americanos, tengan el valor y tengan la cara para decírselo a Arnoldo en su cara. Para decirle que esto no les pasa a ciudadanos teniéndolo aquí, que él terminó en el hospital.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think and hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. We'll keep you apprised of developments every step of the way. New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.